is Malua Gulch here to the right-hand side. You see the erosion taking place here on the island. So the more northwest we go, the island gets older and older. As it does, we see more and more of the erosion taking place. The first Europeans to Hawaii were the English. That was Captain James Cook, English explorer and sea captain. Cook was sailing from Tahiti towards what is today Washington State, British Columbia, Canada, and Alaska. He was in search of the Northwest Passage. He was going to try to sail through Canada to get back to England. Can you sail through Canada at all, Daryl?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, not really, right? But he was trying back in those days. First came across Oahu, Kauai, and Niihau. He stopped briefly on Kauai and Niihau in January 1778. Spent the spring, summer, and fall in North America, and he came back here in late 78, but he named the Sandwich Islands after the Earl of Sandwich. He was the guy who was paying for the expedition. And of course, you've all heard of the Earl of Sandwich, yes? If you've had a sandwich, you have heard of the Earl of Sandwich, because he invented the sandwich. Cook comes back here to the island. He sails past Maui, does not stop in Maui, comes here to the Big Island, and he sails down this coast. As you will see in a moment, it's not a very inviting coastline. So he sails south around South Point, back up the west coast of the island, and finds a nice big bay over there called Kealakekua, just a little bit south of Kailua Kona. Actually, Cook didn't find it. A guy named William Bligh found it. He was Cook's sailing master, and then sailed ahead in a smaller boat to patrol the coastline. Bligh's name is familiar to you, maybe because of the HMS Bounty and the somewhat famous mutiny on the Bounty. That came some years later. So if you watch some of the movies about the Bounty, and they portray Captain Bligh, he's always pretty old, right? Just mean old Captain Bligh, right? Grumpy old man. In reality, Bligh was 33 when he commanded the Bounty. Back in the days of Captain Bligh and Captain Cook, most of the crew on your ship did not want to be there. They were out of debtors' prisons, maybe even regular prisons. They were being pressed into service, being forced to work in the navies. So Bligh spent weeks and weeks in Tahiti growing breadfruit saplings to bring back to the colonies in the New World. So his men spent weeks and weeks hanging out on the beach in Tahiti. And then Bligh said, "All right, guys, let's go back to work." And they all said, "Nope."
Is that a road down there by the erosion?
The road goes right through here. Highway 19, yeah, cuts through the valleys here and the little gullies and gulches. A couple bridges here and there as well. This is the main road around the northern side of the island.
But no harbor.
But no harbors. Yeah. Even Hilo isn't a good harbor, right? It's just this big open bay. There's only really one good harbor on the island, and that's Kealakekua Bay. Across the entire state, there's only really one good harbor, like big harbor in the whole state, and that's Pearl. And that is why Honolulu grew so much more than Big Island or Maui or Kauai, because they had a nice big natural harbor.